Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Arman Eskeri, and we are doing the Panda tutorials for the housing price prediction series. And as you can see, I'm wearing polo, which doesn't happen that often, but I just had a great meeting today this morning with a polo on, and trying to do a little bit. I guess I don't know if it's swag, but I try to look a little bit good in my meeting. But yeah, that's why I'm wearing a polo. That being said, let's start this project. All right, so for this data cleaning tutorial with Pandas, Python Pandas, this is our data set. Let me take that off. So as you all can see, we have a bunch of headlines right here that we need to clean. We need to take all of these rows out. We have two empty columns we need to remove. And then we'll be left out with something like this, like the year all the way to December, and then 1991 all the way to 2023. So what we want to do, as you all can see in the previous data set, we had in each row we had the year and month at the same time. So it was 1991 January in one row, 1991 February in another row, all the way to 2023 December. So however, here it's each month has their own column. So what we want to do, we want to convert all these columns also to rows. And at the end of this video, we're going to save this new database as a new Excel file, and we're going to use it in our next video. All right, let's see how we're going to do that. As always, I want to recommend you all to do these yourself. The dataset itself, the Excel file itself is available on the GitHub right down below. And by the way, before I get started, make sure to subscribe and like this video. And then, yeah, these are the tasks that we're going to do. Read the Excel file, drop, and all these things. Feel free to pause this video, do it them to yourself, and then if you have any questions, come back to me, and then we're going to do it together. I'm going to take a minute, second minute, and now I'm going to do it. Let's do it. All right, so obviously we're going to import Pandas. If you don't have Pandas, make sure to install Pandas before starting this project. Boom. All right, I'm going to read my file as a data frame. So df is equals to read Excel. And my file name is this. Okay. I'm gonna run it. Okay, read Excel, it's not defined because I need to put PD dot right here. There you go. Yeah, we're gonna get this because of all the headlines that we had, so don't worry about the warning. We're gonna keep going. Let me just show it to you all how it's gonna look like right now. As you all can see, we have a bunch of nasty information here that don't make no damn sense. So we're gonna clean it. The first thing I want to do, as you all can see here, is drop the rows and columns that are not needed. And what columns are not needed are the last two columns, so columns 13 and 14. Let's do that. df equals to df dot drop, and then I'm gonna do what is it called? Unnamed 13 and unnamed 14. Unnamed 13 and then unnamed 14. And I want to specify that this is our column, so I'm going to say axis equals 1, and hopefully this will run. Okay, perfect. Let's take a look at our data frame one more time. And as you all can see, now we only have till 12, so we're clear there. What we're going to do next, we're going to clear our rows. So we need to clear all the way from 0 to 9. So the first 10 rows. So once again we just do df.drop. And then we can do df.index. And if y'all are familiar with slicing, Python slicing, you just press a column here and then you can specify what the range you want to basically slice it out. And our range is all the way from 0 to 10. So not 10 is not included. Let's run it. Let's look at DataFrame one more time. As you all can see, now we have it more cleaned up. And it looks perfect, looks cute. Next, what we're going to do, we want to replace all these column heads with this first row. So I say df.columns. Oh god, I was like, my dictation is bad. The df.iloc 0. Hopefully this worked. Yeah, it worked. All right, so what we're gonna do next, we're gonna now drop this row. So df equals df.drop. And then we're gonna drop index 0. Boom. And then let's take a look at it. And perfect. So we have all the years, 1991 all the way to 2023, and this looks a little bit better. And then what we're gonna do next, as I told you all, am I right? Yeah, we're gonna convert columns to rows. So what I want to do, I want to make sure it's, instead of saying having it to be each month having their own column, I wanted to convert it to each row will be specified by a year and a month in that year. So at the end we're just gonna have one column for year and another column for the, oh, by the way, this is inflation. I don't know if I ever said that. Yeah, these are inflation rates in the United States of America. United States of America. And so how are we going to do that? So there's this function called melt, and we're going to use that. I'm going to tell you how we're going to do that. So our data frame is going to be equal to df.melt. All right, the first parameter I'm going to put here is called id verse, and this is the one that we're going to apply all these columns to, and that's the column year. So I'm just going to put here year, or capital Y, or capital Y. And then the next thing I want to do, I want to create a new column, and I want to call it month, which will have all these months under it. So I just define a variable name equals to what? Month. Actually, I don't need to put it in the bracket, so boom. And then last but not least, we define another column called value name that will save all these values for each month in their own column. It will make sense if it doesn't make sense right now. I promise. And I'm going to call that inflation. Inflation. Please comment below if my dictation is wrong. I think we're good. Let's run it. Let's see how it looks like now. Yeah, perfect. So as you can see, we have now 396 rows. And we have year 1991, January, all the way to that. If you want to just see the first 12, we can just do head 12, so it shows the first 12. And as you all can see, right now we have 1991 January, 1992 January, all the way to 2002. So what do we need to do right now? We want to make sure that we can sort it in a way that it will show all the months in each year first and then goes to the next year. Does that make sense? Pretty sure it does. All right, how are we going to do that? So one thing that you can do, one variable that we have here, one parameter, is the month. But as you can see, the month is an abbreviation. It's just January. How can we sort this data? The way that we can sort the data, we can change the January to its correspondent number. So it will be 1. And to do that, I want to get a new import a new library. So from date time import datetime. Okay. Okay, E, not A. There you go. From datetime import datetime. And then what I want to do here, I want to change this month column. So I'm just going to call it a df.month. And just a quick thing, df.month and df month are both the same. You have two different ways to call each column. And so depending on how you're more comfortable, you can do either one. And then we're gonna do df dot month. So I'm gonna right now use month instead of putting in a bracket. And then dot apply. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm going to write a lambda function. So if you don't know what Python lambda is, you can refer to one of my previous videos which I talked more about Python lambdas and write multiple Python lambdas to create a pointing system to rank the NBA players. Check it out. It will give you more ideas, but I'm going to explain it just a little bit. So lambda is basically a function that we can write in one line that will do what we want to a bunch of values. So let's say, well, what do I mean by that? So what I want to do here, I'm just going to call lambda. It's lambda, yeah, lambda x. And I'm going to call this date time object that we have dot calendar, or sorry, dot strip, I'm pretty sure it's strip time x. Bear with me for a second, I'll explain it in a minute. And then b, and then dot month. Boom. All right. So what am I doing here? So I'm calling. I wanna change the values for the column month. So to do that, I want to get each month value and apply this lambda function to it. What is each month value? Is this x right here? It's the January, for example. So what does the strip time does? The strip time would go and finds the corresponding number to this January. And then what is the small b means? The small b means the abbreviation of each month. So January. If you put a capital B here, it will represent the actual name, January itself, the full name. And then dot month, it will return the month number for it. Are we ready to apply this? If it did not make sense, let me know, and let me know if you want me to just run and make a tutorial about lambda function. So let's run it. Invalid syntax. Perfect. I love this when it happens. What am I doing wrong? Oh, it's lambda x and then columns. My bad. We got another error. Strip. I think there's no I here. Let's try this. Boom. It worked. Now let's take a look at our data set. Boom. Now we have the numbers. So the last thing I want to do, I want to sort this data. Not the last thing, we're going to save it too, but so how are we going to do that? We're going to say df.sort, or df equals df.sort values, and I'm going to sort it first based on year, and then second based on month. So what it does, basically first sort the years, and within that year it will sort the months. Let's apply that. Let's take a look at the df. Boom. So now if I just show you all the head, show you the first, I guess 24 indexes. Yeah, you see we have 1991, all first month, all the way to this 12th to December, and then we have 1992 all the way to December. Perfect. All right. Well, what is the last thing we want to do? The last thing I want to do is I want to remove these indexes right here because they have make no sense right now. We have a new data frame, and those make no sense. However, I did show you all how to reset index, but I want to let you all know if when you change a data frame for a specific reason, you need to save it to make sure that next time you don't need to apply all these things again to it. But the one thing that you always want to keep in mind when you save your data frame into a new Excel file or CSV file or whatever you do, you have this option to drop the index, so you don't need to. The next time that you get the data frame again, the index will reset itself. So that's why I'm not going to do anything here. I'm just gonna save my file, and I'm gonna call it df.toExcel, and I'm gonna call this file what? Inflation monthly dot xlsx, right? xlsx, yeah. And then I'm gonna just do index equals false. Now I'm gonna show it to you all. We open it with numbers on Mac. Boom. As you all see, we don't have an index. We have the year, we have the month, we have the inflation rate. I wonder why there's a different in another column though. Because there's no column here. And then let me just read it also too. So df dot. So if I just define new df equals to what? Df dot not df pd dot read Excel. Let's run it, and then let's look at this new df. Oh, that's perfect. I think the rows that we added right there, I think just because of the software itself. Yeah. This is just basically itself. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, perfect. As you all can see, also the index got resetted as well too. So as you all can see, we did this Panda tutorial. We cleaned our data. It looks neat. And in the next video on Wednesday, I'm going to mix all these different data sets that we have, all of them together, and create a new data set. And then we're gonna work on some like maybe extra cleaning that we gotta do, and then we're gonna get into how we're going to plot and maybe answer some questions and analyze some data. Till then, make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and I love you all, and as always, yes I am. Peace out.